What's up, guys? It's Matt Vogt, and welcome back to the Lifestyle Practice Podcast. At TLP, together with my partners Derek and Steve, we are passionate about helping our fellow dentists like you all achieve what you want out of your lives and careers through practice ownership. If you're someone who's looking to take your practice and your life to the next level, head on over to our website, thelifestylepractice.com, and fill out our free lifestyle and practice assessment form. Derek or Steve or I will get back to you with some personalized insights about your unique situation to get the conversation flowing. There's no commitment when you do that. It's there for you to use as a resource. And if you want to work with us after we get the conversation flowing, great. But we want to reach as many of you as possible, be able to help you build your very own lifestyle practices. At the very least, if you're listening to this podcast and our audience is continually growing, and we love that and we appreciate that, send this to a friend. Some of our most awesome community members and people that we work with find out about us at TLP and this awesome community we've built through friends who have been listening to our podcast for years. And so that means a ton to us. So send this to a friend or drop us a review or a like on whatever podcast platform you hear this on, and let's continue to grow this thing because it's so exciting to do that with you all. So on the podcast today, I want to talk a little bit about success and what that truly means. And the reason this came to mind is often podcast topics pop into my brain on a morning drive. It's usually when I'm feeling rested and I've got the caffeine flowing, got the coffee going. And I was driving into the office today, and there was a beautiful sunrise. And I was just reflecting on really the better part of the last decade in just my personal growth and career and practice, and just thinking about all of the things that have gone on in this time. And I was also recently having a conversation with a friend who purchased his practice around the same time I started my practice, and has since gone on to grow that practice immensely. And we were talking about like what happened, like how did we do this? How did we go from square one to where we're both at today? And where do we continue to go from here? And so there's just been a lot of reflection in the last few days, in my brain. And we were both chatting about, my friend and I, we were chatting about like, what are we successful? Was what we did a success? How do we truly define that? If we are successful, how did we get to be successful? When I think about my practice and what it feels like now with an awesome team of people who I care a ton about and love working with, and growth beyond really what I would have even expected at the start compared to those early days, even the days before the practice opened and all the hard work that and the long hours that went into that. I think, well, like how did I get here? Because I'm still me. I didn't change that much. Yeah, I got older. I had a kid. I like to think I matured a little bit, although I still feel like I'm 18. But I'm still the same person. I'm still Matt Vogt. So like nothing drastically changed to get from where I was at to where I'm at now. I didn't like read 1,000 books and then, between the 999th book and the 1,000th book, I all of a sudden had all the knowledge I needed to run a dental practice. I didn't, go to all these CE courses and like finally, but once I achieved all the knowledge about clinical dentistry and the business of dentistry, was I able to run a successful dental practice. There wasn't, and there isn't, a magic bullet to business growth and quote unquote success, however we define that. I look back on my journey and it's just years of sticking to a process and hard work and dedication, and just not even defining it as hard work, just doing the work that needs to be done all the time. That might be staying late at the office to submit insurance claims when someone, my one employee or one of my two employees in the first month decides to leave. Like, well, that's just what needs to be done. I'm going to figure it out. I know nothing about dental insurance at this point. I don't want to do this. I don't want to stay late, but I'm going to have to do it. And that sucked in the moment. It still sucks to even think about it, but I know by doing that, I learned more about how to run my business. I learned grit, and I was better off for it down the road. I think there's like a romanticized vision of like success and ownership in dentistry, I guess in all of entrepreneurship, but specifically in dentistry, there's almost a fear or an anxiety amongst our young dentists who think that they can't get out into practice ownership without taking all those CE courses or learning or having a mentor for X amount of years. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if that's still something that's instilled in us in dental schools across the country. I don't know if that's just, kind of dentists who have been around for a while. It's kind of just like forming this pecking order or this mentality that you've got to put in your time before you become an owner and grow a practice. I don't know where that comes from, but I'm here to tell you that it's not true. It's a narrative that's false, especially seeing the growth of TLP and the growth of our coaching practice and the growth of clients and client after client who come to us. And these are just normal people. And what I mean by that is none of these dentists, or very few of the dentists that we've seen become immense successes and grow their businesses and achieve things that they never thought they could achieve. None of these people are titans of the industry. They're not the leading cosmetic dentists of in the United States. They're not, brilliant business minds. They're people who had a vision, who understood that it was going to take hard work, sacrifice, and sticking to a process to achieve that vision. They understood that working with people who might have done it before, have perspectives that they don't have. They understood that learning from those types of people is a very, very productive use of time and energy and money. And they put in hard work day after day after day. But something I see that's very common of the mindset and what is inside of people who have branched out into dental practice ownership and done very well is the ability to take a leap of faith and understand that they'll never be 100% ready to tackle the challenges of dental practice ownership. They don't feel comfortable. They don't constantly stay in their comfort zone with everything that they're doing in their lives and careers. If you're listening to this and you're not a practice owner yet, or you are a practice owner and you feel kind of an anxiousness inside or a yearning to improve, or you have some sleepless nights or some difficulty sleeping at times where you're just thinking about how to grow or what the next move is in your business, I think that's very healthy. I think that's a good thing because I think that drives growth, that feeling inside that I want to achieve more. There's more for me and I believe in myself. I know that I don't have all the answers, but I'm going to figure it out. That figure it outiveness, if you want to call it that, is one of the most essential traits for being a dental practice owner. Figure it outiveness. I just made up a new word, I think, on the podcast today. Hey, I'm a dentist, I'm a coach, I'm a linguist, I got all sorts of stuff going for me. But all joking aside, personally, I don't feel like there was some magic bullet or some magic moment in my progression as a dentist and a practice owner that allowed me to go from where I was to where I'm at now. I'm still me. There was not a significant change or an epiphany moment. And I think that's so important for us all to understand is that so many of us, so many dentists I come in contact with are caught up on waiting for that perfect time or waiting for that perfect feeling like now I'm ready to be a business owner. Now I'm ready to purchase a practice, or they see so many opportunities to become practice owners and they just constantly nitpick the bad things or look at what could go wrong with those versus looking at what could go right. And so I guess that growth mindset might be one of the quote unquote keys to success that we're all really searching for. So again, how do we define success, not just in life, but in our careers in dentistry? That's a question I ask every one-on-one coaching client in our initial conversation is, are you a success? What does success mean to you? And the answers vary quite a bit, but I can tell you that no one is saying that success to them means having a private jet. No one is saying that success to them means, dominating the field of dentistry, being the top dentist in the country or the top business, having 100 practices. That's just not an answer that happens to that question. The answer always revolves around desiring more time to do the things they love with the people that they love and still have fulfillment through their careers in dentistry. That's pretty much it. More time, more resources to do the things they love with the people that they love. Not hitting some arbitrary income goal just to say that you did it. spoiler alert, that is not going to make you happier if that's all that you're searching for, is just to make more money. I could go from working a few days a week or a normal schedule to 7 days a week and make a ton more money, but I would absolutely hate my life. I'm sure a lot of us would. So it's not purely about making as much money as we can. It's finding a balance of fulfillment and work in our businesses and our careers with, again, the time to do the things we love with the people that we love. And so how do we do that in dentistry and in dental practice ownership? Obviously, there's a million different answers to this question. And for the clients that I work with, there's not just one answer to that question. I'm never going to force someone into a box so as to say, here's the exact right way to own a practice and run your practice and practice dentistry. It has to be customized to your goals for your own life. But a general rule of thumb is figuring out a way to run your dental practice in a way that serves your life and meshes well with the things you want to do outside of the dental field and not the other way around. Your dental practice should not control your life. I know we beat this drum a lot at TLP, but you can do amazing things for your patients. You can have an amazing place for your team members to work, and you can create amazing opportunity in your personal life with your dental practice. That can all happen at once. If someone tries to tell you that by working less and taking home more, or taking home just as much as you might have in grinding away at your practice 5 days a week, if someone tells you that you can't do that, or that patient care is going to suffer, or your team can't be taken care of, and or there's some issue with that, look them straight in the eye and tell them to go away, because it's just not true. So I think, again, if you're listening to this podcast and you're one of those people who has this kind of unease inside to grow, or to find, to build your own practice in the way that you want to, I think that's a very good thing. I don't think it's good to feel that forever for your entire life, or your pursuits will definitely change throughout your life. But I think that's a very healthy thing. Memento mori, the Latin phrase, remember you must die. Something I think about all the time. I don't want to take a single day for granted that, I can buy a dental practice next year, or I can do that thing I wanted to do, in my career. I can probably do that next year. Now's not the right time. Who knows how much time we have on this earth? Like, it is so true that, like, we cannot take a single day for granted. And so I want you to hustle. I want you to feel the pressure, if you want to call it that, to grow in your life and career now. If you're not growing, you're dying. And why not now? A thought that freaks me out every day is the thought of pushing in business and growing my practice, growing my coaching business, having success in all aspects of my career, and one day saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm quote unquote retired, and then dying the very next day. That thought just totally freaks me out. And you see that happen. There's stories of this happening all the time, where then you look back on someone's life in this example, say, what was it all for? No, I don't want that. And I don't think you should either. I think you should want to run your dental practice and have a dental practice that provides you the fulfillment of being a great dentist, but also the time and resources to do more of the things you love with the people you love now, and not 5, 10, 20 years down the road, because who knows how much time we've all got. So what does it mean to be successful? What is success? Well, I know what success isn't. It's not going through the motions day by day, expecting your life and career to suddenly become everything you hoped and dreamed they would become someday. No, it's about being extremely intentional about what you want and then going out and making it happen. And as dentists, we are extremely blessed to have the opportunity to be successful by making a positive impact on the lives of others and ourselves at the same time. So I hope this episode gets you thinking about what success truly means to you. And if you want help achieving that vision for success faster, by working with someone every step of the way, that's what we do at TLP. Reach out to me, matt@thelifestylepractice.com. Shoot me an email or visit our website for more info and to get the conversation started. I respond to every email that comes through my inbox, and I get a lot of them. So great to be with you all today on the podcast. I truly appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers.
average, slicker than your average.